the last 8 in the FAI Junior Cup, and we're here in Kilbarrack for the tie of the round between Kilbarrack United and Sheriff YC. We'll also see all the goals from the other 3 quarter-finals. But first, let's get into the action with your commentary team of Alan Cawley and Bernard O'Toole.
Kalbarak have only lost 1 game all season. That was 4-1 to Sheriff in the league back in December. Owen Fowler is their main man up top. The former Baldoyle man will be supported by Mark Townley today. Kalbarak's Gavin O'Brien comes up against his brother Darren today. Well, 35 wins from 36 games this season. It's a case of if it's not broke, don't fix it for Sheriff. But that comes at its cost today because Stewie Glenn, who has scored 9 goals in this cup run and 29 in all this season, got suspended a few weeks ago. He starts on the bench today as the veteran John Rock is the main man in attack. And underway in the undoubted tie of the round in the FAI Junior Cup. Craig Riley, former St. Paul's of Artane goalkeeper, hoping not to be busy today as he launches that one long. Paul Murphy. Dunn now invites Lynch to get involved. Little give and go. Lynch has got forward. Can he get the cross in as he heads towards the byline? It was well defended in the end, and it's gone behind for the first corner kick of the match. Well, the entire Kalbarak starting 11 inside their own half as they look to defend this set play. Sent along, and it's first shot in anger. Decent move. Dunn looking to find the target, but that was clever.
Decent effort, yeah. Well worked corner kick, and Darren Dunn, a player who you'd expect to be hitting the target from there, but it was a decent effort, Bernard, yeah, and a well worked set piece from Sheriff.
Jackson inside to Dean Gibbons. Really well under pressure there, that Gibbons. Gavin O'Brien. It's a fine spot. They've stretched play out wide left now. If they can get it in, there's 3 inside the penalty area. It is sent in there. Chance for Fowler. And they clear their lines to Kilbarrack, but it was a good move, bright play. So yellow card Kilbarrack, and we get underway with a throw in taken by Lynch, headed away by Ian O'Reilly. Lynch under pressure, gets it away quickly. Up and under towards Rock, looking to pick up the pieces in there. Claims of a penalty. Shot comes in! First blood, Sheriff! Well, as it bubbled around, there was calls for a penalty. Sheriff played on, and they have it in the back of the net. And they have their 25th goal in this FAI Junior Cup run. Broke inside the penalty area. Sean Murphy with a really good finish. And there wasn't too many shots before that, so the first real shot in anger goes in and finishes in the back of the net.
Yeah, it was poor defending, Bern. A bit of a hopeful punt from Kevin Lynch, but they had strong claims for a penalty kick. I actually thought it was a penalty, but all credit to the referee. Played on, and there was Sean Murphy at the back post with an excellent finish, but Sheriff 1-0 up.
Another interesting ball sent forward, looking to feed off the second ball. Cochran. Gavin O'Brien. Well played by David Jackson. That's a lovely ball by David Jackson. In behind here is Townley. Looks to chip the goalkeeper and does. That is absolutely brilliant. A goal to light up any occasion is 1-1 from a moment of brilliance by Mark Townley. And well may he celebrate. An absolute peach. Well, Jackson did well to keep possession. His ball forward was good, and what followed was quite simply sublime.
It's as good a goal as you see anywhere, Bernard. It was actually excellent play, playing out from the back into O'Brien in the middle, played a good ball out to Jackson, done very well Jackson to win the tackle, and then delivered an absolutely delightful ball to Townley, and what a finish from Townley to draw the team's level. Superb goal, as good a goal to grace any game.
What a chase for Darren Dunn. It's done well. Tommy Dunn in support. Good ball sent across. Just couldn't beat the first man, who on that occasion was Darren Murphy. Still there for them though. Really well closed down shot. Just when it looked like they had a sight of goal and a chance to get a shot away. Now from one end to another. What can Fowler do from here? He's got through Fowler. Temporary sweeper was the goalkeeper, and he's been fouled just when it looked like Kalbarak had an open goal. It's going to be a free out, and Kalbarak aren't happy, and the goalkeeper's down. Not a good ball by Darren Murphy. The centre half needs to get back into position. Gibbons is now playing temporary centre half. Murphy's back in now. But they are at 6s and 7s to the back. And maybe made pay as that comes in. They have been made pay. It's 2-1. They were so disjointed at the back. And as the shot was presented, it was calmly finished away. And it's 2-1 Sheriff. And Darren O'Brien with a very straightforward finish. As we said, Gibbons was playing centre half. Claims of offside. Flag stayed down. And it was passed into the back of the net.
Great goal by Darren O'Brien, Bernard, but it was a really well-worked move involving John Rock. A fabulous ball by Murphy. And it was Darren O'Brien on the end of it. There was a hint of offside about it from where we were standing, but he tucked it away nicely in 2-1 Sheriff.
And a shot was coming in there from a long way out. Almost a chance to get his second goal of the match from Darren O'Brien. Well closed down, however. Leicester. Darren O'Brien. Challenge come in, free kick in a good area. Ball was gone when the challenge came in. Mark Mooney. You fancy Kevin Lynch will have a go from here. Up over the wall, Lynch. Just couldn't work the angle. Not a whole lot of pace behind that one. And the accuracy wasn't there either. Sheriff currently top of the AUL with 3 games in hand. In from the goalkeeper, Riley testing one. Murphy's come a long way. Gets a bit of a punch on it. Loop back in. Where's this one going to end up? It's off the line. Was that the chance for Kalbarak? It was Darren Dunn back there. Junior International Player of the Year. Known for what he can do going forward. And bailing out his defenders and goalkeeper there. And crucially, keeping Kalbarak out. Darren O'Brien towards the back post, headed back across. Well, Sean Murphy opened the scoring, and he almost made a game, set, and match to Sheriff there with the header. That wasn't too far away. Didn't do a whole lot wrong. 5 minutes of additional time to be added on. Right, Alan, it's time for you to nominate your man of the match.
Yeah, I've gone for number 7, Sean Murphy. Bernard, he's been heavily involved, played an instrumental role in this match today. Obviously got the opening goal and played a delightful little pass for the second goal as well. He's worked very hard on the right-hand side of midfield as well. He's been involved in everything good that Sheriff have done. So my man of the match is Sean Murphy.
So the man of the match, Sean Murphy, who opened the scoring after just 16 minutes and had a big part in the second decisive goal as well for Sheriff. Gets Alan Cawley's nod for man of the match. And there's a red card. 2 yellow cards. Darren Murphy sent off. There was afters in there, and the referee's assistant is still flagging. And they're going to finish with 10 men as they try and get a stoppage time equalizer, Kilbarrack. Things going from bad to worse for them. And as Kilbarrack will finish with 10, so too will Sheriff. Jeff Flood sent off for Sheriff. So Kalbarak finishing with 10, so too Sheriff. Jeff Flood sent off. Gareth Brady's free kick. Not too long remaining in time. Added on. It's another chance, but it was a tough one. And it's over the bar. Once again, Sheriff break Kilbarrack hearts in the FAI Junior Cup. Their quest to win 5 trophies this season remains alive as they go one step closer to avenging last year's FAI Junior Cup final loss to Liffey Wanderers at the Aviva Stadium. Full-time score, Kilbarrack 1, Sheriff 2.
So, Alan, tough game. You must be glad to get out the right side of that.
It was, yeah. It was very tough from the start. It was a game over 90 minutes. A lot of commitment from both sides, I have to say, but just to come over with a win, you know, very, very delighted. You
must be delighted with the response to the equaliser.
Yeah, the equaliser coming straight up. You know, we go ahead. We good move and a good finish from Sean, and then we concede. You know, it was a good finish from Mark. In fairness to Mark Town, he finished it very well. He had a bit to do, but you know, 1-1. Then you're going on a half time. But I think we came out the second half. We were more probably structured in what we were doing, and I thought we we controlled most of the second half in particular.
But it's a team effort, you know, we're all in this together, so the lads are buzzing in the changing room. We're waiting to see now obviously how we get in the next round, and we take anybody really. Like, once we're up in Dublin, we're confident anyways, but so we had to travel, you know.
A tough game. What was it like to play in?
They're always tough games against Kalbarak, you know. They're always frantic for the whole 90 minutes, even if it's extra time. Like it's non-stop, so you have to be on edge all the time, making sure you're watching where your man is all the time, and then the gaffer drills that into us all the time as well. Like, so, no, buzzing as I said, and look forward to the next round now. Like,
you're one step closer to playing in the final at the Aviva, but I'm sure you're not dreaming of that just yet.
No, well, you have to beat the next round first, obviously, and but you can always just we've been there twice, so we know what's required, you know. Just the next round is the most important thing now. I think it's in 3 or 4 weeks' time, so we're looking forward to that and then get that out of the way, hopefully, and then we start thinking about the Aviva, you know.
So, Alan, did the right team win?
I think so, yeah. Over the whole 90 minutes, you would have to say Sheriff were the better team. I thought there was a really good response from Kilbarrack after they went to goal down, and for a spell there in the middle of the first half, they certainly came into the ascendancy and deserved their equaliser. But I think once Sheriff got that goal just before half time, they certainly managed the game very well in the second half. It wasn't pretty to watch. There wasn't much goal mouth action in the second half, but in terms of who deserved it over the whole 90 minutes, I would have to say Sheriff were the better team.
And we have to mention the goal, the equaliser from Kalbarak. It was a brilliant goal.
An excellent goal, yeah. As I say, it wasn't ideal to go a goal down after only 15 minutes, especially being the home team, but they responded really well, Kilbarrack. And for that period, for about 20 minutes, 25 minutes in that first half, as I said, they were definitely on top. Got a fully deserved equaliser, a great goal from Mark Townley, a goal that would grace any match. But once Sheriff went 2-1 up, and it was a well-worked goal for them as well, you would have to say. I thought in the second half they managed the game really well. John Lester in midfield done a lot of the dirty work, winning headers, breaking up a lot of play. Sean Murphy on the right-hand side I thought was excellent, obviously one man of the match. So overall you would have to say Sheriff were the much better team on the day.
Was it experience that was the key for Sheriff? Yeah,
possibly. I think, to be fair to Kilbarrack, they really came out and had a go, you know, in the first half. And I think looking at them in the second half, they kind of ran out of ideas a little bit, you know. They put a lot into that first half, and they were probably feeling a little bit grieved to go in, probably 2-1 down. They probably deserved to be level at half time. In the second half, as I say, they huffed and puffed, but they never really created any great chances. There was a couple of skirmishes near the end, all right, but nothing of any great note. Lee Murphy didn't have to make any great saves. So yeah, maybe experience won out in the day, but Sheriff, as I say, managed it far better.
So Sheriff YC are through to the semi-finals. Here's the highlights of the other 3 games.
The Pike Club in Crossagella, the venue for this quarter-final tie between Pike Rovers of Limerick and Glengad United of Donegal, who've made the journey of well over 5 hours south from the Inishowen Peninsula to be here today. Pike Rovers have 5 former League of Ireland players in their squad and won this tournament back in 2011. Glengad have reached the last 8 of the FAI Junior Cup for the very first time, beating Cherry Orchard and Castlebar Celtic to get here. Early free kick for the home team then. Owen Hanrahan to take it, good ball over, it's loose in the area. Great clearance there. It looked like it was Paddy McDermott who prevented a certain goal there. Nigel McGonigal getting up close to the Pike keeper for this corner. Easily headed clear. Chase is on, it's a good ball back in. Header off target. Seamus Doherty with the chance. He was offside though. Looking first time cross from Matthew Byrne. Well, Shane Byrne and his Glengad team have travelled a long way to be here. The team known as the Fishermen, hoping to feast on Pike today. This from John Connery. Goes to O'Donovan. Decent ball in that, headed across goal. And Connery has scrambled it home. The home team strike first here with 25 minutes on the clock, and it's John Connery who's broken the deadlock. And it was a perfectly weighted ball in from O'Donovan and a well-judged header from Owen Hanrahan as well. Connery stealing in unmarked to force it home. And the Glengad captain John McLaughlin felt that it bounced back up off Connery's hand and into the net, but the goal stands. Pike Rovers 1, Glengad United 0. Pike Rovers back in possession. Steve McCann on the ball, goes long this time. They could be in again here, and they are off the post and in. Cian Collins is the man on target, and he's been mobbed by his teammates over on the far side. A simple ball over the top doing the damage. And Sean O'Donnell, the Glengad keeper, came a long way, but he didn't get there. Just a minute after their first goal, Pike Rovers have a second. Another corner kick for Pike Rovers then. It will be Hanrahan to swing it in once more. Now, the referee's whistle is blown here. There's a Glengad player in difficulty on the edge of the 6-yard box. Looks like it's Stephen McLaughlin who's down. And it's a red card for Wayne Colbert. Well, Colbert pleads his case. He says he didn't strike out, but the referee won't be changing his mind. Pike Rovers down to 10 men with 10 minutes to go before half-time. Play back inside by Christy McLaughlin. Paddy McDermott on the ball now. Nice ball through, McGonigal. Well, McGonigal unable to test Gary Neville in the Pike goal this time. Pike with a 2-goal cushion early in the second half then. Some glum faces among the visiting supporters. The home team with 10 men, but moving the ball nicely here. Sent out to O'Donovan. He's released Connery here. Lofts it across goal, and the header is there. Owen Hanrahan. Well, after Hanrahan made a goal for Connery in the first half, Connery has returned the favour. Hanrahan getting above Stephen McLaughlin to head home. It will be tough for the visitors to come back from this. Pike Rovers 3, Glengad United 0. Time running out for Glengad now. Can they work something from this free kick? Well, the Pike defence a little slow here. McLaughlin free on the right. Good ball in. McDermott. Good strike and a fine save from Neville. He hasn't had much to do, but he's not offering any hope to the Donegal visitors right now. Into the final few seconds of the game then. Sent long once again by Neville. Oh, Connery could be in again. He could seal it, and he has. A second goal for John Connery and a fourth for Pike Rovers. Well, having beaten Villa of Waterford and Clonmel Celtic to reach the last 16, the 2011 champions are on their way to the FAI Junior Cup semi-final once again. Nothing going right on the day for Glengad. It's finished. Pike Rovers 4, Glengad United 0.
A red letter day for both sides. Rivervalley Rangers of Swords in the quarterfinals for the first time. Daniel Murphy has scored in 5 of their 6 rounds to date. John Thompson and Brendan McGill were in Brian Kerr's European Under-16 Championship winning side in 1998. For St Peter's, it's the 3rd quarter-final in 7 years. The Athlone club having lost to Ballymun United in the 2009 final. Captain Noel McGee, Niall Scullion and Mark Sherlock are all former Athlone Town players. They and Scott Delaney have also played international football for the Irish Defence Forces. Throw to be taken by the left winger Michael Lee. It'll fall for Noel McGee invitingly, and he's put it over the top. The former Athlone Town striker, great experience in this St Peter's side. Enkololo, and this is McGee aimed towards Enkololo again, who's remained up. Launched forward by McCrossan, and it's a good ball, and Gary Stevens is in here, and he had support from Enkololo alongside in the centre, but Stevens went for it himself and put it over the top. There were options. Won again by Davin Brooks. Here goes Enkololo. Dangerous one in towards the centre. Ian Doran's dropped it. Big opportunity. Michael Lee has been charged down. Wonder if that was handball actually. It was quite a lunge in front of him. Hasn't been called that way though. St. Peter's might feel they'd a big shout there. Throw to be taken by Colin O'Brien. Good throw by O'Brien for Ronan Murtagh! Marvellous save by Keith Hines. Brilliant stop by Hines. And that was an excellent save to deny a brilliant first time shot by Ronan Murtagh. Stephen Walsh with Rivervalley's corner, rebuffed away by Keith Hines again. Back towards the corner taker Walsh, put it over the top. Rivervalley's first real opportunities of the game, almost half an hour in. Free kick for Darren Brooks, chance to launch it long again. Will be covered here by Colin O'Brien, but he's lost it. Michael Lee, good opportunity. McGee's in here, and Gary Stevens is there. Couldn't shoot. The final effort from Michael Lee, and a very good save by Doran. What a chance that was for St. Peter's. And a brilliant opportunity to go in front. Excellent first time save by Doran. Maybe Stevens had the chance to shoot himself, but Lee took it instead, and he's been denied. Launched forward again by Noel McGee. Excellent experience on this side, and here goes Nkololo. Good break forward by the former Lone Town man. Ian Doran has parried it, did enough to stop it, and the clearance completed by Aidan O'Sullivan. Looked like a foul. It's been given as handball against Daniel Murphy. Really prolific goal scoring record. Free kick launched long by Philip McCabe. Effectively rebuffed by Niall Scullion. Chance to send it forward again from O'Brien, and he did well to play it low. And there's an opening again for Ronan Murtagh, who'll have another try, and it's another good effort. Not very far away at all by Ronan Murtagh. Well, they've scored 6 goals in the last 2 Junior Cup ties, 3 each against Clonus Town and Carew Park. And Ronan Murtagh showing what danger they have up front. Mark O'Brien, chance to make his way in. Darren Brooks trying to get it away. It's back towards Colin O'Brien. Long effort, off target. But another good moment of danger from a Rivervalley point of view. They've perked up a lot towards the end of this first half. They've had some very good chances. And Kalola. Easily cut out by Philip McCabe. And he's launched a brilliant one forward as McCabe. Here goes Daniel Murphy, narrow angle. And it's saved by Keith Hines. It's a good stop by the Peter's goalkeeper, who's in for Philip Coffey today. Philip McCabe has done well to rob Nkololo, and that's a good try from a long way out, and it might just have crept in, but Keith Hines couldn't take the risk. They didn't deal with it properly, in truth, the Athlone side. Currently lead the combined county senior division league. Throw by McCabe. Oh, so close by Daniel Murphy. So prolific in this competition. He scored against Glasnevin, Garda, Dingle, Newcastle, West and Clonus. The first 5 games of the competition didn't net against Carew Park, but he almost did here. Nkololo. Oh, he's done brilliantly. Good battle between him and Philip McCabe. Nkololo on the way, the former Longford Town man. And he had the effort towards goal too, and Ian Doran has saved it. Well, it's been lively up front from both sides, but still goalless. You remember last season at Moyross when we had trains going by all the time? We're right by Dublin Airport, so here it's not trains, it's planes. Colin O'Brien over this free kick for Rivervalley. And Aidan O'Sullivan was up there, but he put it over the top. Good chance, and he knows it. into the final quarter hour of the AUL complex, and it's launched long by David Donoghue. Good flick on by McGee. Now here's Michael Lee. They've combined very well up front, but still no breakthrough for Peters. Chance for the knockback, and Kololo has it. Flicked it back, and it's Roy Keane, the substitute, putting it over the top. Good opening for the youngster, and Kololo found him very well. Still goalless late on. So Hines to build from the back again. 8 minutes to go. It's been a decent game, and it's a good long one. Here's a chance for McGee. He's in past Keith Riley, and that's a penalty. Right towards the end of the game, it's a penalty for St. Peter's. Noel McGee got in around the back of Keith Riley. It's a yellow card for Riley. He had Aidan O'Sullivan with him and goalkeeper Ian Doran. He wasn't on his own. It was a goal scoring opportunity, but McGee was going away from goal, so it's yellow instead of red. Not much doubt about it, really. Big moment, 7 minutes to go. Penalty for St. Peter's for Noel McGee. He's done it. Cooley put home. St. Peter's lead 1-0 right at the death. And it's one of their former League of Ireland contingent who's put it away, and Noel McGee. A confidence spot kick. Well, they had a very tight opening round encounter against Liffey Celtic in the second round. That was 1-0. This is 1-0 here. And into touch. Only the one goal so far. It's another one lofted high. Doran's going to go up. He won't get there. It's Nkololo. He's been denied. And a very good piece of handling from Keith Hines. Good goalkeeping. Good win for St. Peter's. They've really been through the mire in this. They've had a couple of close calls in the competition. That 1-0 over Liffey Celtic. The penalties win after a 2-2 draw against Westport United in the last 32. But now St. Peter's reach the semi-finals thanks to Noel McGee's lone goal to nil. So Noel, what composure? 8 minutes to go, slotting home from the penalty spot.
Yeah, it was a penalty, but I'm going to have to be honest, we were second best today. They were by far the better team, but no consolation to them. We're in the semis and they're out, so look, we know we have to improve for the next day, and we will.
Some very good chances in the first half.
Yeah, we probably should have went in 1-up, but as again, they were slightly better in the first half. They're all over the second half, but look, we should have went in maybe 1, maybe 2, but they could have had one just an inch or 2 wide, so we were a little bit disappointed at half time, but with 10 minutes left, if you told me we were getting out with a 1-0, would have taken it all day. We were struggling. They were well on top.
What does it mean to a club like St. Peter's to reach the semi-finals of the Junior Cup?
It's huge, but I'd be lying if I told you we didn't. We expected to, look, you need luck with draws, but we expected to get right into the end of the competition. It's not a surprise to anyone in that group or anyone around us here that we're in a semi-final, maybe to the lads on the outside, and we're looking forward to the draw now.
The town of Newmarket on Fergus, population 1,773, noted for its GAA exploits and for being a regular stop-off point for cycling's International Junior Tour of Ireland. But Newmarket Celtic have written a new chapter in the town's sporting history, reaching the FAI Junior Cup quarter-finals
for the first time since 1982.
A bumper 4-figure crowd for McDonagh Park, with neighbours Jainsborough from Limerick, the visitors. The ball ending up in a tree within 20 seconds of the kick-off, thankfully not a taste of the action to follow. Newmarket in the red, looking to start the brighter and delight the majority of the huge crowd. Owen Hayes cracking over the top here. Hayes, the main force for Celtic in the opening minutes, denied next time around by a challenge that referee Mike Hogan was happy with. David McCarthy's tee-up for Darren Cullinan, seeing the hosts go close again. Newmarket looking by far the likelier side to hit the front early on. Colin Smith's strike blocked by Thomas Clark, doing his best to make sure something would block it. All of this inside the opening 15 minutes. Jainsborough, having soaked up a lot of early pressure, finding the net after 20 minutes. John Tierney finishing, but ruled offside, and he just about was. Normal service resumed with McCarthy firing a cracker, only to be wonderfully denied by Stephen Walsh in the Jainsborough goal. John Boyle denying Alan Brigdale's rebound. Tierney's danger up front for Jainsborough, seeing him involved in the decisive moment just past the half-hour mark, bundled over by Stephen Kelly. A penalty for the Limerick side, with Shane Clark converting. Brigdale with a prospect of bringing Newmarket level just before half-time, but denied as well. If the Reds had started the first half the better, then Jainsborough would do the same for the second period. Aled Harkin's free kick causing some home flutters. Brigdale again coming close for Newmarket. Would it be their day at all? A lot more ebb and flow in the second half, with chances popping up at both ends. Clark for Jainsborough this time. Hayes' free kick meeting Kelly's head, with Celtic bidding to claw themselves onto level terms. This midway through the second half. Clark aiming for his second of the game, this one from open play, but a decent effort kept out by Newmarket keeper Niall Quinn. End-to-end stuff with Owen O'Brien cracking over the top. Clark's header denied by Quinn, and a brilliant strike from Colin Smith, excellently saved by Walsh, with Hayes' rebound going over. Newmarket a goal down, and for the final 3 minutes a man down, with Paddy Purcell sent off for an incident happening off the ball. The Limerick side almost making it 2 right on full time, with Shane Clark finding the crossbar. End of the long run and the dream for Newmarket Celtic. 1-0 to Jainsborough, and they're through to the semi-finals.
That means everything. Like, as I said, a boyhood club, I grew up playing to Borough, and to reach the last 4 of an FAI competition means everything.
Your defence today was superb. Rock solid. 1 goal conceded in the FAI to date. Very happy with it. It was going to be a battle down here today, and look, we said once we got our nose ahead, we were happy with that. The game was ours to win at that stage.
Did you think you were going to get any more chances in the game? There were few and far between.
To be fair, the way we were playing, we weren't really creating anything. We were just there to stop Newmarket's onslaught, but we done that realistically with ease. They only had shots from 18, 20 yards out, and I got a chance there at the end, but these things happen. You're not playing well, you might score, but thankfully I got the first goal, and that's all that counts.
FAI Junior Cup semi-final, what does it feel like?
Great. We'll take it every time. It's a while since we've been there, so as I said, gladly. Look, we'll go back to the drawing board after today. We didn't play in our top gear today, but we got the 1 goal. 1 goal wins the game. We'll take that. We know there's more in the tank, and hopefully we can get more out of the tank in the next couple of weeks. Weather's starting to pick up now. We'll take that. FAI Junior Cup semi-final.
So now we know the 4 teams are through to the semi-finals of the FAI Junior Cup. It's now time for that all-important semi-final draw. I'm joined by Noel Fitzroy, who will draw the home teams, and Alan Cawley, who will draw the away teams. Okay, so the first team out.
Sheriff YC.
So Sheriff YC, the first team out, and they're at home.
They'll play Jainsborough.
And they'll play Jainsborough. The next team.
St. Peter's.
So St. Peter's from Athlone will be at home, and they'll play.
Hopefully Pike Rovers are in trouble there. Pike Rovers.
Pike Rovers from Limerick. So it's Sheriff YC versus Jainsborough of Limerick, and it's St. Peter's of Athlone versus Pike Rovers, also from Limerick. Those games will be played on the 9th and 10th of April. From everybody here, it's goodbye for now.